Hello, it's time for a look at the LEGO Marvel Infinity Saga Sanctuary 2 Endgame Battle set. Not gonna lie, this set got a lot of hate when it was first unveiled. I'm gonna give it a chance though. Let's see how this goes. With this, you get a little version of Thanos' big ship, 3 appropriate figures, 1 inappropriate gauntlet, in my opinion, and that's it, so let's get straight to the ship. I suppose this is what us LEGO fans often refer to as MIDI scale. Something that's large enough for maybe a minifigure or a couple to fit into, even though in universe it would be a capital ship. You know, in universe this was a very, very, very large assault ship. It was his flagship. It would have carried a tremendous crew complement, but in this form here, it is indeed intended to hold just Thanos in the front. I'll show you the interior very, very soon, and maybe a figure in the back or some cargo or something. The build for it is pretty straightforward. The thing that I was worried about most was durability of the wings and just the swooshability of this, because ultimately, you know, this is intended to be picked up and just flown around, probably fairly aggressively, especially with the 3 stud shooters on each wing. You would expect this to be grabbed from behind, and then, you know, you're not going to be too careful with it as you're flying around, because you got to reach all of these different triggers with your thumbs. You're going to be moving hands around and stuff. But the good thing is this doesn't fall apart. It's actually decently strong how it's put together, and the lower wing angle really holds itself in place. It is pretty well located in there, and you just have the couple of wing tips that can be angled a little bit, but that's not really a big deal. Just as a toy, it's fine. It's not particularly well detailed. Looking around the back, it has this compartment where you can put stuff inside, so at least it has that, where you can open that up. There's nothing inside detail-wise, but the space is there, so you can use it. Maybe hold somebody captive, or have one of Thanos' forces back there who can, you know, then fly out and join the battle with them. Got a couple of clips on this side, one down below, one up above, and one clip on the other side as well, so you can hold on to minifig accessories, because there's not enough room in the cockpit for a minifig to be there with accessories. I very much like the look of this on the front. Is it completely accurate? No. But for this scale, I think that it's respectable. It's respectable looking. It looks cool. This does use some stickers. As you can see, all the decorations on the outside of this thing are stickers indeed. And this just opens up like that. And there's a single seat there in sand blue, not the most common color. That's nice. And you just sit Thanos down there, and he's got a little console in front of him, and that's it. The window is not actually see-through, and I think that's perfectly fine. Just imagine it. The most important thing here is that you get the good kind of ruby gem look of the windows or lights, whatever they're intended to be. And overall, I think it looks okay. It's pretty simple and small. It's just kind of a basic toy, which, hey, maybe that's all right. Moving on to the minifigures, I wanted to show you the 2 protagonist characters with all of their stuff attached. So just the blast and splat pieces in the trans orange and trans light blue, which all looks good and seems appropriate and is really easy to pose with, and you have a lot of options. I'll show you more options with the leftover pieces as well. Looking at figures up close on the left is a pure minifig version of Thanos. And okay, yeah, Thanos is supposed to be bigger. Is he supposed to always be a big fig in Lego form, excuse me? I don't think so, because had they done him as a big fig in this set, the set would have been much more expensive, and then they would have had to design the ship to be significantly bigger in order to fit him inside, because you need to fit him inside. And then that would have added to the cost as well, and would have just completely changed the entire brief for designing this set. So I personally have no problem with them doing a minifig version of Thanos. It's close enough. I mean, yeah, why not? It looks really good. The figure looks really good. The colors are nice. The torso and leg prints are really, really nice, well detailed. And even his double-bladed sword, double-edged sword, as they call it, looks respectable in this scale. And it uses just normal pieces to good effect. The other 2 figures look very good as well. Short hair version of Captain Marvel there, and taking these headgear pieces off. Well, first of all, nice to see the classic opening Iron Man helmet. Once again, we don't see that quite as much these days anymore. Probably might not in the future either, but 2 of these have alternate faces. Would have been great to get an alternate face for Thanos over here as well, but this allows you to run him without the helmet, which is appropriate, right? You don't want to have a second face if you want to take the helmet off. Most of the time in Endgame, we saw him with, well, most of the time, period, in the modern era, we've seen him with no helmet on, so this is the right choice, I think. It was also appropriate, I think, to include a hairpiece for Tony Stark. So you have that alternate look, and it fits right into what actually happened with these characters and in the source material, right? This, on the other hand, I think ain't right. It's a traditional Infinity Gauntlet just for minifigs, and yeah, they don't have the gems in this size and everything, but I'm fine with that. I'm not fine with the inclusion of the Infinity Gauntlet for all the stuff that they've set up here, because it should have been the Nano Gauntlet for Tony and, well, for all 3 of the figures in this set to fight over, and ultimately for Thanos to put on. Yeah, they just should have done a dark red one here. Would have made a lot more sense. I know that Lego sometimes intentionally shifts things around and swaps between different scenes and, brings together a medley, but that's not what it seems they were trying to do with this set, other than with the inclusion of this, what I consider to be wrong gauntlet. Finally, with the leftover pieces, of course, there are plenty of extra studs for the stud shooters, because those, again, are definitely going to get lost. And then the rest of the bag of the Blast and Splat collection, each time that you get any of those, you get the full collection with these particular types of parts. And a lot of these are going to be especially useful with Captain Marvel. You can attach them, put them together in different ways. The sticker sheet, yeah, it had a lot of stickers on it, didn't it, for a set of this size? Now, here's the thing. I paid $40 US for this. That is its retail price. And it does not feel like a $40 set to me. It really doesn't feel like a $40 set. 30? My goodness, if I'd really try to be kind to Lego and adjust to everything being super expensive today, I still don't want to see this priced at $40 US. I am much more happy with the set now as a set. And forget about the price for a second. Just as a set, as a toy. Remember, it's intended to be a toy, not a high-end collector thing. Now that I have it in hand, I've had a chance to play around with it a little bit. It makes sense. You put Thanos in there and you fly in. This is Thanos' ship, and he flies into battle, and then opens up, pops out, grabs his double-bladed butter knife thing, and you do the thing. And this gets flown around by the rest of his crew. Just imagine that it's autonomous or something. You shoot off all the stud shooters and lose all those studs very, very quickly behind table legs and underneath couches and all that kind of stuff. But I get it, right? As a toy, it's not bad. This figure selection is not bad. Definitely should have been dark red for the gauntlet. Otherwise, yeah, it's okay, but it's not $40 okay. For me, being generous, I'm going to let this top out at $30 of value. So if you can find this on sale, then I think you can do pretty decent for it. Let me know what you think, though. That's pretty much it for my thoughts. There's not a whole lot more to say. It's not that complex of a set. It just costs a lot. Talk to you again soon.